Hi guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be able to make this video because so for months, I have been trying to work out the right card, or basically wanting to make my own swatch cards. I used to use the Kikuyu campus college cards, and then they stopped making them, or at least I couldn't find them in Australia. So this is just some cardstock, and I got a little corner cuttery thing, and I have been swatching, which means I can finally share with you a bit of the process of what I go through in trying to make, or I guess deciding on my currently inked. I haven't done a video like this before because usually I'm just scribbling ideas and trying to look at if I've used an ink before, and so that's not something that's filmable. It would be really boring. So hopefully this is enjoyable. Hopefully it works. Definitely let me know in the comments below. And there's also, I guess, the idea of, do I do this as a separate video, or do I just do it as part of my currently inked video? I have no idea how long it's going to take, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We just watched the second episode of Queer Eye, of the new season of Queer Eye, and I love it. And now I'm doing this. So it's this many swatch cards is my short list of what I want to ink up for June. I usually ink up 6 pens, but I think I'm going to ink up 7, if not 8, because I'll just show you in here. Because I've gone back to work, and so at the moment at work, I'm doing tons of file reviews and lots of writing. So the 2 pens I took to work were, it's not even on, yeah, the Moonman A1 and the Jinhao. Not even that Jinhao. I took in a Moonman A1 and a Jinhao 82 in Earl Grey, and then I finished them and I've re-inked them. The Jinhao has Konpeki in it and the A1 has Earl Grey in it. So I wrote them dry, and we're only halfway through the month. So I'm taking that into consideration. I actually have an idea of a work ink swatching video that's percolating in the back of my head. But basically I'm going to be looking at 7 or 8 pens. Ideally, I would love to find an ink that maybe I can even keep a bottle of work, and that just is a permanently inked pen. But I also like the idea of exploring. So that is one thing that's come into this idea. Of choosing. The other thing was I wanted to, with at least 1 or 2 inks, I've got a few vials left where there's just one fill left. So I wanted to include some of them. It's a weird angle for my camera. And I have no idea why, but I was just really drawn to using this ink at work, Van Diemen's Black Tongue Spider Orchid. I am thinking about, can I have, right, I'm going to rephrase. So I work within social welfare and child welfare, so I can have a lot of sensitive information. Someone flushing the toilet in the background. And the way I see my notes is I think, when talking about trauma and abuse, if someone saw me writing in a crazy bright color, not that I have tons of those, it could be seen as maybe a little bit disrespectful. So I want a more quote unquote serious color for that. But then I also have to write, myself to-do lists, and, we do lots of supervision and just really internal things that would never be in a meeting with families or external stakeholders. So for me, could be a little bit more colorful. So those are the 2 things I'm thinking about. And I kind of like the idea of there being a little bit of a relationship between them, but it doesn't have to be crazy. Am I going to fit these all in? I don't know what I've done with my phone. It's a different angle to normal, but bear with me. So you can see that I have quite a few, and I haven't made a decision completely. That's I don't know, see if you can help me a bit, but I have some that I think I am going to use and think maybe that I'm not. Oh, this one doesn't fit. So these are the ones I pulled out. I have been thinking about wanting to explore a brownish again, which is where some of these come in. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do some sort of chromo shading thing. And the other thing that I've been pulling around is the Van Diemen. So for me, this one, I'm going to move these up here. This for me was I don't know why, but I like the idea of curating something around that. So if we just start with this, I went, okay, so let's pull out some other darker purples or quote unquote more serious purples that maybe I can look at pairing with that. And then that kind of naturally split itself into two groups. It split itself into what I call, oh God, I haven't planned this out at all, like darker purples and then more like a pinky red type thing. So when I was looking at this one, this I think I'm pretty keen. And then I pulled these four out and straight away, I don't know if this one kind of fits. So, and I need to cut down obviously. So we're talking about 7 pens. So for me, that was easy to kind of move to the side. And so then I went, okay, so I'm looking at the 3 of them. And where I'm at is I think it's going to be between those 2. I think they have a nice relationship together, but I can also see them having a nice relationship together. And I've used the black violet in my Moonman before and it wrote really nicely. So that is an option. So when we're looking at purples, this is kind of what I'm thinking about. There, move that one to the side. And then I was like, well, looking at like the gradients or a colorway, I would love to use a pinky purple type thing. Looking at them, if I think pinky purple, these ones don't fit the mark. I need to find the right pen for this as well. I broke my Platinum Preppy, but I actually want something where we can see the darker bits of the ink. So these 2 for me weren't right, which narrowed it down to these, of which I actually haven't decided. There's definitely, I mean, they're different, but a similarity, and they could kind of meet. Or there's Plum Nut, which is a bit different as well. I think where I'm going is maybe between one of those 2. Then if we go, okay, so we've got 3 pens, that are going to be in a light and dark purple and some sort of magenta-y, pinky, I'm just, you know what, I'm not confident to take that out yet, world. That's where we're sitting over here. I have been contemplating, I'm trying to make sense of it all. Let's do these ones next. I have been wanting to try another, like a grey. I've been enjoying using Earl Grey, and I've wanted to see if I can find maybe like a go-to grey for work. And then, you know, sometimes you can get grey inks that do have that chromo shading aspect to it. So these are the ones I pulled out. This straight away for me doesn't fit. So that one isn't easy. These 2 fit within that thing of I've got really one fill left of a sample and wanting to finish some samples. So they are a maybe. These 2 inks are new to me. They both have some chromo shading to them. I think that one could have a nice relationship with like the grey purple and with the grey. I don't know if this is going to be a touch too light. And then the other one, I think this is a no for now. And then I also went, I actually really enjoyed writing with a shimmer ink with the Autumn Forest last month, and do I try it again? And this ticks that box of a greyish ink with some what I'm going to call bronze shimmer. The only pullback here is, you know, in that fine nib, it is a touch light, But again, like I haven't even started thinking about pens yet. Like I'm just thinking about, lost my train of thought, inks. I can't believe I lost my train of thought of inks. So I'm sitting with those 4. So we're going 1 pen. That's going to be 1 pen. Something between those is going to be another pen. Something between those is going to be the 3rd pen. And then I don't know if we do this, like one of those is the 4th pen and then one of those is the 5th pen, as opposed to one of the 4 of them is the 4th pen. Maybe. Then we kind of have 2 colorways left. We've got greens and browns, 3 colorways left. I have pulled out 1 blue because I like the idea of it linking something. And I used this Ackerman Dutch Masters Roosdale's Stomach Dig Blau last month with my Pens by Casey hybrid. And the nib wasn't right. It was hard starting. He sent me out another nib and I really loved how this wrote in that pen. It's a really dark blue with quite a nice black sheen. And I think I actually want to ink up that pen again with this because I just really, really enjoyed it. And for me, it could kind of move from this into a greeny brown kind of world. So, you know, never say never, but I'm pretty sure that one is going to be included. That's easy. We're left with, I just keep running out of room, don't I? What if I do 1, 2 pens, 3 pens? I've never really filmed anything like this. 4 pens, 5 pens, 6 pens. What if this goes up here? Something like that. So then I'm moving into greens and then browns. I'm going to do browns first because I think my decision on this one's a little bit easier. I pulled out, I wasn't sure if I wanted to explore a quote unquote brown that linked more to these warmer colors or one that linked on the greener side to these cooler colors and then the green. The reason I said I wonder if this one's easier is looking at them with all of these next to it. These 2 just look so green to me that it doesn't sit. It doesn't match in my mind. It's funny what the brain does to you when you look at them individually or on paper. When I'm looking at them at different colors, these 2 aren't working. Definitely this one, but I think this one as well. But so for me, that's kind of really easy to get rid of, and I think this as well. Whereas if I look at that along, even with those cooler ones, it just works for me in my brain. Which then takes us to greens. And again, I'm saying, you know, you can see I haven't actually decided yet, but I think it's probably out of these 2. I wonder if I'd end up going, I mean, even not, like I could see those 2 look quite nice together, but this is like a super greeny green, and to me, it makes sense to have a green that's tending either grey or a green that's tending either browny yellow. So I think it's going to be between those 2. Bring them up close. So this is Lennon Toolbar Dong Ding Oolong Tea, which is a nice grey green, or Troublemaker Inks Kelp Tea. So we've been able to narrow it down. So how many do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I've got double. If I'm going to do 7 pens, I now need to break this in half. But I just thought it would be interesting to at least do this, the starting bit of this with you guys and see. Well, that's not nice that it's not even. See what you think. I would love to know of these colors, what you think works, what you think doesn't. If you think, you know, for me, I'm going, oh, maybe this one works a bit nicer with those 3, but that one maybe works nicer with the Sailor Yoy. I mean, but even that's quite nice. but then do I save that for another one? So this is where I'm sitting at. I don't have a decision yet from here. The things that I am pretty certain of are this one, Van Diemen's Black Tongue Spider Orchid, Ackerman Dutch Masters Rustale's Stomachtig Blau. Am I really sold on any others? I think maybe Coffee Break. I think I'm sold on those. I don't know between those two. I think I'm sold on those. So then we're looking at a green, a dark purple, a grey, and one of those two and one of those left. All right. I feel like I've literally just rambled for 15 minutes. I hope that this video was enjoyable. If it was crap and you're like, this is boring, honestly, let me know. I really do love your feedback. If it's something you like as a separate video as well, let me know, or I can tack it into a currently inked. This is really my first time ever doing this, so it's been a bit rough. I've literally, as you can see with the spacing, trying to work it out in real time so I can try and make it a bit tighter. But that's what I'm thinking. And in a couple of weeks, when my June currently inked comes out, you'll see what I've chosen in the end. If you have any guesses, you know, as an example between those two, which one you think I'm going to lean towards, comment below as well, and we'll see which one of you are inside my brain the most. All right, let's leave it there. That's enough rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel and chatting with me. If you could hit like and subscribe, that would be amazing. And if you've watched my journaling update video, I've just started a Ko-fi or coffee account, which the details are in the description and in my about page as well. Awesome, guys. I will chat to you all again soon. Bye.